Hi, I'm here with Colm from CrossFit Ireland and his guns.
Well, and this is FSM RX'd.
Dark Knight. Okay guys, we're back with part 2 of Colm at CrossFit Ireland, and we're going to get straight into it. So we just finished off talking about programming and kind of what your kind of philosophy on how you program for CrossFit athletes, and being kind of focusing on Olympic lifting and gymnastics more so. But for any budding, like we've got Chris going to Carson, our first male athlete to ever get into the games, which is awesome. But you've been there, and then you've worked with some top lifters, you've seen some top CrossFitters in action. For anyone that wants to say, oh, I want to go to the game, I want to be a CrossFit athlete, and I'm sure you have people come through your doors, and we have some young guys come through our doors, oh yeah, I could go to the games. You're like, okay, what in your opinion does it take to sacrifice for someone that would really want
to really want to? So like on the latest blog, it was like I called myself the best unemployed coach in the country. I'm fairly sure I'm now becoming the best coach that no one listens to. So that's my own joke I tell myself. I think people underestimate just how difficult things are, and I can say it to people. And I'm a difficult coach to work with if that's what you want to do. Yeah. Like, because I tell them, I said, I'm going to strip you and break you down for 3 to 6 months. And that's incredibly difficult to do. Because if you're naturally good, so first of all, you need to be naturally better than everyone else in the gym. That's just a given. Yeah. You need to come in and be incredibly shit hot and have no mental limitations, because I know a lot of successful games athletes that have very negative self-views, and they think they're shit. It's like, you're one of the top 40 fittest people in the world. Yeah. It's a funny story, like when I worked with Emily Carruthers at the 2013 games, like we're walking from the swim event back to the bus, and she's like, I'm hoping I just don't come last. And we're like, dude, you have a jersey with your name on it. Yeah. There was, I don't know how many entered in, let's say it was 80,000 females entered the Open that year. I can't remember the number, but there was tens of thousands. So you were the top 40th in the world. Even if you come last, you're the top 40. You've got a jersey with your name on it. And she was like, yeah, and I was like, relax and enjoy this, because we genuinely don't know what the future will hold. We don't know if this is your first trip to the games of 20, or this is your one and only shot. You don't know. And I was like my advice to you is enjoy it. And then for the rest of the weekend, like she finished top half, by the way. The rest of the weekend, every time I went up to her, I said, hey, at least you're not last, you know? But you've got to be naturally so much better than everyone else just to begin with. And then what you've got to do is you've got to turn something that's incredibly fun for you. So it's fun to come in, and what's the workout of the day? Sweet, it's power cleans and toes to bar. I'm going to smash that. And now you've got to start working on the stuff you suck at. Okay, and Matt Fraser said it in his documentary, but everyone just took I'll eat Ben and Jerry's and drink a gallon of milk. That wasn't the point you should take. The point you should take is that Matt Fraser's like, I go in and I work at what I suck at. And chatting to Emma, she was down there during the day, she was like, if I don't like something, I keep attacking it until I feel like, while it's not good, it's not something I'm worried about. So she was like, I don't like muscle-up workouts, but I'm not afraid of them, and I'll get through them. It won't be where she shines, but it certainly won't drag her down so much. And that's incredibly difficult to transition to. Everyone is really patient and tells me they're really patient. So like they come to me and say, oh, I want to work in my Olympic lifts. I say, okay, well this is going to suck and your lifts are going to go down for a while. Okay? With Sean, like I've weekends where I got him to max out and he was missing 70 kilos in the snatch. So before he did British, where he hit platform PB on the snatch, platform PB on the clean and jerk, and then followed up with a lifetime PB on the clean and jerk. He missed 120 all week in training on the snatch. So he did this, but people don't see that. They just see Sean's, video. And it's cool because he's posted it 4 days in a row, so you'd have to have seen it if you follow him on Facebook.
It's a worthwhile video to repost.
But talking about Shawnee is the reason why he succeeds is he is incredibly loyal and trusting to the program.
Yeah.
Ridiculously so. I tell him what to do, and he goes, okay. And then like if he starts moaning to me that his knees are sore, I'm like, yeah, they're meant to. You're midway through a cycle. And that's something I've noticed that separates kind of the wannabes from the actual athletes. But sorry, that's an insulting term. Everyone's an actual athlete. The ones who succeed and the ones who will just sort of won't reach their potential. So I do apologize, but that's an insulting term. You need to do a lot of work, and it needs to be regimented.
Yeah.
And finding that balance point between that and also enjoying and embracing the suck. Coming in every day and being like, okay, so I would happily snatch every day for singles. But, like I'm not a good runner. My burpee cycle time is too slow. No, I'm working on them, but I mean, that's tough. That's mentally tough. It takes mental energy for me to do. But that's what I need to be a better CrossFitter. Yeah. And that takes. The volume then is the only real thing that separates people. So you take a class, and in a class they're going to do 5 minutes of gymnastics, they're going to do 15 minutes barbell skill work, and then 15 minutes Metcon. What a regionals bound or a games bound or a higher level athlete is going to do is they're going to do 10 to 20 minutes worth of gymnastics work. So they might do gymnastics work, skill work, followed by a gymnastics EMOM. Yeah. Okay. There's a great one of Sam Briggs' documentary shows that she goes just weighted muscle ups, then she does Nate. Yeah. Whereas a class would just be like, hey guys, work on your strict muscle ups. Then the barbell skill work, if there was like say a hang snatch followed by a 5 rep max touch and go, the class is only going to do one of those things, whereas the regionals or games bound athlete has to do 2 of those, and they might even have to do burpees before it, just so they're doing it at an elevated heart rate. Then the class might do a Metcon, whereas the person might have to do a Metcon capacity piece and an aerobic piece, and that's kind of the main separate. I've talked.
And when it comes to programming, you mentioned at the start, where guys they're not happy and they start to moan and they think there should be something else. Oh, I should be doing this now. I should be doing this, bro. It's like, and that's kind of one of the philosophies now. It's a lower grade of fitness, the 365 program that we're working on, but it takes time. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be games ready in 3 months. You're not going to. Like if you really,
I got my Metcons. I thought I'm games ready now.
Yeah, I know. I wore a different CrossFit T-shirt, and they swore that would make me faster. It didn't. I still sucked. That didn't work out. Yeah. But that's it's committing to the long-term program, as you said. Like you strip Sean's movements down.
Sean's movements down. I didn't strip Sean down.
No, I didn't say that. I don't like coach client confidentiality, whatever that's. Whatever works.
Got weird, didn't
it? But yeah, so if you were if someone walked in today and said, "I want to make this games or the next games," like it would be like, are you willing to do all the work? Is kind of when you were talking to clients or with any sort of athlete, upcoming athlete, how long do you say, right? You need to give me. Like it is a long-term program. It's not just right. Just come to normal classes. It's like. You have to give me 3 hours a day, plus recovery, plus this. Is it a kind of?
I don't ask that of people anymore. And maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't ask that of people anymore because it's impossible to know before you do it. Okay. Yeah. So we've both opened gyms. We have no idea how long things take. We're like, okay, cool. Well, by the way, for anyone who's not a gym owner, you don't just coach classes and then have the crack in between it. The amount of admin time and that everything always takes longer than you think of it. Yeah. Like, okay, well, I've got to go to Woody's to buy paint, and that takes that. And you're like, well, now it's 8 hours later, and I've only got one section painted instead of 10 or whatever. So people won't understand that. You've got to ramp up volume, and I've made mistakes before and athletes before where I'm like, oh cool, I think I got a shot at pushing on towards a higher level of CrossFit, and like boom, there's your template, and they're like destroyed, and you're like, you can tell them in advance this is going to suck, and it was like yeah cool. No, it's like you don't understand, this is going to beat you down. And ramping that up and changing it and finding that balance point is incredibly difficult, and that's something a coach and athlete can only work on at a time. So I'll have like the nebulous vision of where I think the athlete will get to, but then I've got to adjust it on the fly with them.
Yeah.
And also, damn, I've lost my point right there as well. Is that you don't know when you're going to peak.
Yeah.
You don't know if, like, you come in and you've got this fantastic athlete and like they've got like just strict muscle ups straight away, and you're like, awesome. You know, you don't know because you don't know if that athlete's come to you and they've just naturally hit their genetic potential, or they've got so much more. You can have a glimpse of it, but then training cannot work out. And then there's also the fact that people don't seem to talk about is that different coaches and different programs will suit different athletes. Yeah. You can't take Hillary and take her out of GTS and put her in 80-20s program and expect her to do the same thing. She may do better, she may do worse. We wouldn't be able to do it unless we had 2 identical Hillarys and ran them through the next year. You know, you could take Hillary and put her in CJ Martin's program, you could put her in Ben Bergeron's program. There's no guarantee she'll do better or worse than that because unfortunately it does come down to the athlete, the coach, the program, and everything in between. It's not just one thing.
Yes,
so you can't just say
everything when you're
this program works for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to be a games athlete, you gotta definitely put the work in, and just make sure you're surrounded by the right people, the right environment, right coaches for you as an individual.
Yeah, and it is for you. You know, you might find that you can work, and like I remember when I met Neil, he even told me that, like he said to Emma, if she feels she'd be better off going to the likes of CJ or Yannick Tikkanen or something, and Emma was like, well, no, this is working for me, I'll keep going until it doesn't. You know, and that's, you've got to give them respect to say that to an athlete, because like, you know, I'd be like, no, you're sticking with me. I'm going to use you for my, you're going to make me look better. I said the same to Sean, and like, eventually I'll run out of my usefulness to Sean. Yeah. But hopefully he'll be so ingrained that he feels loyal to me, you know. But eventually my usefulness to Sean will run out, and this happens with every coach. We see it in rugby, you know. Eddie O'Sullivan was a great coach of the Irish team, but he ran out and he got stale. Warren Gatlin will eventually leave Wales. It just happens. You eventually run out of your usefulness to the athlete, because all coaches get stuck on this. They all do, and they can't escape that. They can adapt as quickly as possible. But like, you take one soccer coach, Alex Ferguson, he was probably the only one that managed to stay in that long. But no other coach has done that. You know, maybe John Wooden in basketball in the States, but all coaches eventually run out of their usefulness to an athlete. And that can be difficult, because there's that emotional bond that I started this coach, you know, and the coach then can say, well, I built that athlete up, why are they leaving me now for a different program? You know, you don't do that after 2 months and decide the program doesn't work for you. That's sort of 3 to 5 years, I think.
So we're going to switch topics a little bit. Getting a little bit more personal now. You have a cool blog called Cheesecake and Barbells.
Thank you.
Which has some really good articles on it. One article that was brought up there during the year you posted, and I know it was hard for you to post originally, was the one about your attempted suicide. And it's a tough topic for you. Firstly for it to happen to you, then to write about it. And then writing about it's good, but like posting it on social media for everyone to see is it's a big step for you to do, and it was very inspiring for a lot of people. You got an awful lot of feedback from it.
I broke the 100 likes barrier. So
100 likes is huge.
It's all about the 100 likes, you know.
But for you, like, obviously that was a big time. Like, it was a huge time in your life. You were 17, a lot of things happening. Looking back on that now, how it felt, and then making the decision to let people know about it, because like I've known you for years, since 2008, and I would have never have thought anything like that. And I suppose you would never walk around going, oh, that looks like he's probably done something at some point in his life. But how, like, for you, how did that? So I know it's 4 or 5 questions.
I'm just like, I'm trying to order the questions back. Okay.
Yes, no, probably, maybe.
First of all, like, I remember it was like one bank holiday, I was out in Swords in an open gym, and someone comes up to me and was like, dude, I read your blog, and I was like, no one ever, like, it's just one example that stands out for me, but no one ever says, dude, I read your blog, and it's like, you know, where I talk about rap music. It's not that one, it's always the suicide one. Like, and even my parents, when they eventually found out about this, so like, I wrote it real quickly in 2 10-minute segments one day, and I said, right, I'm publishing this on March 1st. And I remember sitting at home going, oh, I'll publish this next. No, I'll publish it, and ran out of the house. Like, and I got a call from my dad, and I thought he'd seen it, but no, he just hadn't got the Netflix password. So I'm like, after posting this, there's a huge outpouring of emotion like this now. Now it's out there. So writing it for me was probably just cathartic, and it was like, let it go. Publishing it was that, my personal philosophy is if you know something and you don't tell somebody, that's the same as telling them a lie. Yeah. Okay, and that's essentially me living a lie. And I've had a number of male friends, because it's for whatever reason, it's always men that suffer in silence more. I won't say they suffer more because, again, that's unfair, but it's always guys that maybe they were just expected to be strong, we're not allowed to cry as much, that sort of stuff, but we don't go to mental services, but yet we kill ourselves in drones. And I just heard a few guys mention it to me, and I was like, I have this, and I have 1 or 2 friends that know this, but not everyone knows this. And I said, like, you can't then turn around to people and like, dude, you should tell me about this if you're not willing to share it, you know? So I was like, I'm in a position now where I have a blog, it has a readership. For whatever reason, people listen to me. I haven't been found out just yet, that I post this. And first of all, it got rid of, now it's not a secret anymore. It's not something I can carry around, because you can find my blog very easily, and you can find that post very easily as well. So it's now out there as a secret. And then the hope would be that it would inspire someone that if they are feeling vulnerable, they go, okay, cool. Because I remember, like, I went met Sammy Dowling, and he was like, dude, you're Colm O'Reilly. I never would have thought that. I'm like, first of all, like, don't ever say my name like that, like I'm somebody. I'm just a guy with opinions, and I might be right, I might be wrong, but like his point was that, like, we never would have thought, like, what we see as a public persona of someone who, on the face of it seems to know what they're doing, is working hard, very, very strong opinions, Yeah. That was the only thing we argued I had strength in last time I was here. So it was that, and they were like, and that, a lot of people said it really helped them. Yeah. And another one of my philosophies would be, and I suppose why I do this thing, is I just like helping people. Yeah. Whether there's a God or anything like that, I don't know, but I feel my purpose in the universe is to help people, and my mission is that, like, by the end of it, I've helped the most amount of people, the most as well, so the most net positive effects on people, and I've certainly had enough net negative effects on people as well.
You do that on a daily basis by helping people get fitter, feel better about themselves, and like, you have helped people, I'm sure, that have read your article, and even like, if I've read it, but I know someone that I think the same, I could pass them on links. So it's a kind of paying it forward. So the reaction that you got from your initial group of people that friends and people in the CrossFit community was huge. But then, because of what you've done, they're helping other people work through their stuff, just because you're looking for it more now. You're like, with guys, like, I think kind of depression is huge. Especially in males, again, as I said, it's just men are more silent about it. But I think you just don't associate it. Like, we would have never associated it with you. And even when you were talking to me there a few months back, that you were suffering, you're going through a few things, I would have never associated with, as Sam said, Colm O'Reilly, which I know you don't know, but I wouldn't have thought Colm O'Reilly was Colm O'Reilly, because there is a public persona, but people don't understand that when all the lights are off in here and there's no one here, it's like.
Oh, it can be when you're with people as well, and there's a whole bunch of stuff there. I mean, like, first of all, like, the last year, was very, very turbulent. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of stuff changed. People know about it, people don't know about it. Like, there's so much stuff going on underneath the surface. So, like, there's a line in the blog where I said, I'm writing this mainly because it's to remind me that, we tend to judge others by our actions and us by our intent, and we kind of go, oh, well, this guy was late because they're just an inconsiderate asshole. Not that they were late, that they had to pull over 5 times in the motorway because they were hyperventilating because they suffered their 4th panic attack in 4 days. We don't know that. So over the last year, I kind of kept telling myself when I was down or whatever that the story isn't over yet. Like, you don't know, like, you know, right now, like things are awful, you know, like I ran my car into a ditch as well, like 4 or 5 weeks before I opened this place as well, you know, and got out and I was like, really, I'm fighting with everyone, I've nothing settled and anything, I've no lease signed, and I was like, really? You know, and like the only thing that would get me through is telling myself that the story isn't over yet, and like, if my story ended when I was 17, you know, that's it, it's a tragedy, but if you persevere, shit may change. I can't guarantee that it will. Like but
you have to keep on trying. There's no point in just like if you guys are alright, done. Like,
and then
go work in a bank, work in Starbucks. Not that that's a bad thing.
No, I mean, and then it's like the aim is that, you know, I actually do have a genuine concern though that depression now can become sort of hipsterish and cool. Because. And that's something I sort of worried about, that now you can just say, people oh well, I'm feeling depressed. No, you're not. You just don't want to do, like, you know.
You're lazy.
I might rather go home and watch another episode on Netflix rather than stay here and come back and do some extra admin, which I don't know will have a payoff. Like I don't know if that latest post I put up on Facebook will actually drive more people towards my business or drive people away. You genuinely don't know. So, and then depression is very, very unique because we don't understand it, and like, it's weird because it's not situational dependent, but then situations feed into it. So you can be depressed, and so like take today, it's a beautiful sunny day, you're having the crack, and someone cuts you off in traffic, you don't even think about it, it doesn't even register for you. But you're depressed, and then someone does that in traffic, and you're like, why does everyone hate me? You know, and that's like the weird thing, you know, you come in here, you're having a good day and you miss a 70% lift. You're just like, it's just one of those days. You're depressed, you come in here and you miss a 70% lift, you're like, I'm fucking useless. I've no value as a person. Or you get rejected by someone who means something to you. And depending on your mental state at the time, that has a huge impact. And it's because it's so personal and so difficult, and it's the brain self-diagnosing yourself, that's difficult, and it's difficult to talk about it because, like, you're not going to WhatsApp your man, hey man, I'm feeling depressed, because instantly you feel very vulnerable and you feel very stupid and you feel very silly, and they might be feeling bad as well, but instantly you do it. So,
but that, like, and that is like, and even for the person that, like, just the average person that's not really suffering through anything, like, you could have, like I said, great day. Like, I could head back to FSM and someone come in and just, I could get a bill through the door or something that's going to be, and days ruined. No matter, even though great morning, everything's going well, great classes tonight, gonna have, that one thing will just mess my whole day up. And it takes, Michigan, the University of Michigan did a study that if you get one negative, it takes 16 positives to cancel that out, and the 17 positive is the reason why you'll start going again. And that's the study, I read that and I was like, that's ridiculous. So if I tell you, Colm, I don't like the colour of the blue, it'll take 60 people going, it's a beautiful colour, it's beautiful, but technically that's what the way it's meant to work. And it's crazy, but it works, because like, you could have the best day, and then at 9 o'clock tonight someone could just say something to you, and it's, you're like, oh,
that reminds me
of the worst day in the world.
That reminds me of an athlete I trained last year, and like it was all mental game with them. And they PB their hang snatch, and I get the video straight away, you know, and they'd be delighted, and then, like, you know, 20 minutes later I'd get this sad emoji crying face because they'd missed their 5th touch and go snatch, not realizing they were missing a touch and go snatch at 90% of their current 1 rep max. That's interesting. But I had them, I said, I need 3 daily training positives from you, and they struggled because, but I, like, you know, again, this was like, well, why is that important? I said, that's way more important than you hitting your burpee EMOM, because we need you to be out there on the gym floor or out there on the regionals floor, and you get 7 no reps in a row, and you're like, doesn't bother me, I'm still going to win this workout, like, to build that mental toughness. So that's really interesting.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up. We've had 2 good shows so far, but as we always do, we're going to go through 2 last questions.
Okay.
Big plans for CrossFit Ireland in 2016?
2016. I kind of haven't looked past Saturday, to be honest with you.
The party.
So, okay, my big overall goal with this place is that this feels like the greatest team you've ever been part of in your life. That currently my forerunners, my best athletes in the gyms, they become like scrubs. That's how high the standard is. So it's like, oh, that girl only has like 10 strict muscle ups in a row, but she's not good enough to make the team. That's the big nebulous goal. I want to also, you know, to the point where I don't have to coach and have coaches, but I'm down here drinking coffee because I love it. That's the big goal, and then every day it's just like, how do I move us one step forward to it? So like today we changed our cleaning system because we didn't like how clean the gym was.
You made Derek do it. Is that what it?
No. Derek did it today because he's on the early shift, and it's the responsibility.
Derek is in here looking like Robin, in all fairness.
Oh, the early shift.
Dressed like the Dark Knight.
Seriously, guys, I'm about to pass out. Yeah, but I suppose what we want is to give people the gym they deserve, not the gym they need, but the gym they think they deserve to need. Dark Knight. The big plan would be to, I've got to, you know, just from a strict business sense, I have to get this place up to a certain number of clients just to break even. Derek's food bill is ginormous.
All the bananas gone.
And then once we do that, it's to start making the gym competitive, and then it would be using the likes of the Filter 150 tag, the Open, and then future competitions to get people into the mindset that competition can be good for people. That would be the big goal as well. And then to have you back, of course. Flattery.
All right, last thing. One book. I know last time I let you mention a few.
Okay.
One book off the top of your head. If you are just to improve yourself as a person, what book should you read?
The Slight Edge.
The Slight Edge.
I know other ones have been mentioned before. The Slight Edge, because it shows that like improvements, they're so marginal and so minuscule. Like we know yourself, we've got you know that. Okay, doing that one high squat doesn't matter once, but over time they add up. But you don't see the effects of them. Eating a cheeseburger instead of a salad, you know, once doesn't have, but over time it has that effect, and it's kind of just showing that over time that exponential grows, and we can't see the results of our actions for possibly months on end, which is very, very difficult because, you know, like I drink a can of Coke, I instantly feel great. I don't drink a can of Coke, I just like, oh, I'm still, but over time you feel and look a lot better. So the Slight Edge, I think, is really good for just getting you to that mind of that small, daily, tiny improvements. No one is going to leave my gym just because the bands aren't put away properly. But over time, that would lead to, well, the bands aren't put away, the kettlebells aren't put away, things aren't stacked away, the gym starter has that grotty feel, and that in addition to maybe not getting back to an email within 24 hours and, you know, not greeting someone by name, like all the little things add up, and I think that's just huge for self-improvement, and since I was forced to just one book.
All right, guys, this is Colm O'Reilly at CrossFit Ireland. Check him out. We're going to have links to his blog and links to the website for here and the Facebook and Instagram, so definitely check it out, give it a like. And Colm, thanks for being on the show.
No worries, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Hey guys, don't forget to head over to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button and check out FSM RX'd and be the first to get the latest interviews with top coaches and athletes. Also check out 365 Results for better tips and hints on fitness. Go over to our website crossfitfsm.ie and download your free Rogue Nutrition ebook, and check us out on Facebook and Instagram at CrossFit FSM.